Hey guys, I'm Papa Pete. Back today with another pickup video, and I'm happy to say that I was able to go to one of my favorite places to pick up video games last week. I hadn't been there in quite a few months, mostly because of the pandemic, but they're open for business again, and that's Spin It Records in Moncton, New Brunswick. I got some great pickups there. I think Charcoal might stick around here a little while and see some of the pickups too. You think so, Charcoal, huh? Sleeping in the basket? Anyway, guys, can't wait to show you what I got. Stick around.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Before we start, I'd like to introduce everyone to Intellivisioncollector.com, your one-stop shop for all of your Intellivision collecting needs. From learning the basics and starting your collection to high-end and rare games and variants, Luke at Intellivision Collector has something for everyone who loves Intellivision. That's Intellivisioncollector.com. Alright guys, before we get going with the pickups, like always, I'm going to show a new kind of beer here today. This is one I've never had before. It's New Maritime Beer Company from Miramichi, New Brunswick. We call it the Miramichi just because it's a river up in New Brunswick. And there was two towns, Newcastle and Chatham, which were on opposite sides of the Miramichi River. And up until, I guess probably 15 years ago now, they amalgamated into one town. It's just called Miramichi now. So a little bit of New Brunswick history there for you. Anyway, Rising Tide's a neat looking can. It's a citrus IPA, 6% alcohol. Let's give it a shot. Oh, one other thing. Whoa, make a mess here. I have to clean that up. I don't have a New Maritime mug, so I'm using my nice Montreal Expos mug. That's for my buddy OEB Pete, originally from Quebec. Big Expos fan. We're hoping to see the Expos back on the new Intellivision Amico when it comes out. Take a look at that color. It's a little cloudy. I can smell it from here. Oh, looks good. That is a nice citrus IPA right there. Rising Tide from New Maritime Beer Company. Miramichi, New Brunswick. Cheers. Cheers, Pete. Okay, Charcoal's all settled in. Gonna take a nap there. It's giving me a little bit of a dirty look. I don't make too much noise for him. Anyway, but last week I was up in Moncton, New Brunswick for the first time in months, frankly. And first thing I got to show you to pick up is, this isn't really that big of a deal, but of course I got a Switch, a year and a half ago, and I just got it out and started using it about last month, playing Star Wars Pinball. I don't know why, but so I finally stopped and picked up some screen protectors for it, and I got the nice glass ones. But anyway, my point isn't to show you the screen protectors. It's that while I was up here it's EB Games still. It's not GameStop, but it's all the same company really. They had a sale on, and I got each of these games for $5. And they're previously played, but still. For the PS4, I got FIFA 18. And for the Xbox One, I got NHL 19. So for $5, those are what, 60 or 70? They probably wanted $80 for them here originally about a year ago, and now I got them each for $5. So I don't know. I love sports games. I really do. That's the game that I played. The games that I played the most through the 90s were sports games. The NHL franchise is probably the one I've played the most, but I haven't played it that much in recent years. I still would rather play NHL 94 in the Genesis than almost any other sports game. The only one that would even come close is Tecmo Super Bowl. So anyway, great pickups. $5 each. PS4, Xbox One. Why not, right? Alright, so like I said right off the top, I got to stop at Spin It Records for the first time in months. Of course, it's a very compact place, so I did wear my mask when I went in, but there aren't masks mandatory everywhere up here yet, but supposedly if you can't keep the 6-foot difference, you're supposed to wear a mask. But anyway, I wore my mask just to be respectful of other people because they don't need what I have, and I don't need what they have either, although the mask really just helps other people more than it helps me. But anyway, that's irrelevant. For me to not want to wear a mask is just selfish on my part. So anyway, the first game that I picked up, and remember that's the place where I've picked up a lot of Atari games over the last year and a half or so, because they had this big waft of them in there. And I was wondering what they'd have left. So I went in and I found for Sears Tele-Games, for the Atari 2600, Target Fun. And Yeah, this is Air Sea Battle. I've seen this game 1,000 times. You look on eBay, this is probably one of the most easy ones to get. I'm not even sure if it was the pack-in. This was the pack-in that came with the Sears Video Arcade. I did have a loose copy, but I didn't have a complete in-box copy. So I was really happy to pick this one up. And I love Air Sea Battle. I did a review of Air Sea Battle. I don't know if I've posted alone on my site yet, but I did it for the Rebel Gaming Club back about a year and a half ago. So I'll post a link to that episode of the Rebel Gaming Club down below. And frankly, I might just pull that little mini review I did and post it up on my site, because I haven't posted any Atari 2600 reviews lately since I've been so busy with the 125. Anyway, I can still remember having tournaments of Air Sea Battle or Target Fun, and how much fun it is. We used to have 8 or 10 people will sit around and break it up and play tournaments, and it was just fun back in the day. Well, again, couch co-op gaming, the whole family together. So I guess that's what the Miko's going for now. We can't wait to see it, but back in this day, it was a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. On that note, there were a lot of games up there that I had seen before that I hadn't picked up for different reasons, so I got that one. I knew that it was up there, or I should say, it was there 5 or 6 months ago when I was last there. So I also remember that I had a few different Sears Tele-Games, and those are getting harder and harder to come by. So I had just watched a video on this, on Night Driver, the history of Night Driver through the arcades up through to the Atari 2600 development. So I had forgotten that they had a copy of this there. Complete in box. Yeah, the box a little ragged, but that's okay. It's part of my collection. I love it. Night Driver was a great game for the Atari 2600, so now I have the Sears Tele-Game version. Haven't got too many of the Sears Tele-Games yet, but I'm building on them all the time. Very happy to have this. If you haven't played Night Driver, it was one of the very first games that we played when I got my Atari 2600, because my brother, who's 12 years older than me, got one at about the same time, and one of the very first games he had was the original Night Driver. So I've played this game a lot, and there's a real art to it. It's a little repetitive, but it's challenging to say the least. Anyway, very happy to have the Sears copy of that. On that note, I've seen so many of these commonplace games that I have for the Atari 2600, the regular Atari Inc. versions, but sometimes the Sears ones go for a stupid amount of money, frankly. And this isn't really one that I've seen going for the most, but I was still quite surprised to see a copy of Spelling, which is actually Hangman. So this, again, not in the best shape in the world, but complete in box, and very happy to add it to my Sears collection. I love these Sears Tele-Games games. Okay, so last but not least for Sears Tele-Games, because I did get one more of them, I got a copy of Pac-Man. And it's the Sears Tele-Games cartridge, the manual, everything is there. Yeah, the top's in pretty rough shape, but that's okay. I'm just so happy to have that. I did a review of Pac-Man a while back. You know my opinions on the game itself. There's so many different versions of Pac-Man out there, thousands if not, hundreds if not thousands, that I probably want to play most any other one but this one. But at the same time, I collect Atari 2600, and I love having the Sears Tele-Games version of Pac-Man in my collection. So really, really happy to add this, and for a pretty good price too. And now finally, for my last pickup of the day, I've been looking for this game for a long time. Yes, I knew it was there. It is not in the greatest shape in the world, but the price was right, and I can check it off my list, and it's for my Intellivision collection. So I finally have a complete in-box copy of Blockade Runner. The Blockade Runner, I've not played this game before. I think I did turn it on my Ultimate Flashback once for a couple minutes, but I didn't play it very much. But it's more the history behind this game. It's by Interphase. It and Sewer Sam were released by a guy from Vancouver, British Columbia. And kind of the neatest part about all that was I can still remember listening to the Intellivisionaries Podcast, interviews with Keith Robinson about trying to get the different games for the flashback and such. And for whatever reason, the guy who owns these games, who's from Vancouver, had no interest whatsoever in licensing them for the flashbacks. So, I don't know, just an interesting story. Don't know much more about it than that. I already had Sewer Sam. Now I've got Blockade Runner. And I think I've crept over 100, if not very close to 100 out of the 125. I'm going to keep working away at it. And on that note, if you need anything for your Intellivision collection, I always check out IntellivisionCollector.com. Great site. He can find a lot of things for you. If you have a special need, make sure you write to him. And man, it's a great site to go, just to browse. He adds new stuff every week. Anyway, Blockade Runner Interphase game for my Intellivision. So happy to add it. Well, guys, that's it for today's pickup video. Short and sweet, but I had to do one, get it done, because I was so excited to have gone to Spin It Records for the first time in so many months. And to add games like to my Intellivision collection, great Sears Tele-Games for my Atari collection, a couple sports titles for the modern day stuff, right on, and hey, this is a great opportunity to try out a great new beer. What's it called again? Rising Tides by New Maritime Beer Company, Beer Machine, New Brunswick. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time when I get some more pickups. And I really think I probably will. Take care.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up.
Sup, nerdlings? It's Tom Laci of Do You Nerd.
And you are watching Papa Pete, the old guy gamer.
What the hell?